Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller, long I stood, looked down one as far as I could, where it bent in the underwood. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally late, in leaves no step had trodden back. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Now I'm sure this is something that a lot of us are familiar with, especially if you're from the Malaysian education system where it's a compulsory poem. We've had to read it for one. And I think for a lot of us, this poem is about choices, right? There are two roads in front of you, and you took the path less traveled by, and that has made all the difference in your life. Actually, I mean, if you look into it further, this is not me speaking. I have no, formal literature background. I think that, but if you look at it further, the idea behind the poem is really this. The idea behind Robert Frost's immortal poem is that neither one of these choices is a bad choice. Any choice that you make is valid, is equally valid. If you've taken the other road, you would have had stories about that road as well. There's nothing intrinsically better about choosing either path. It's just a path. It leads to a destination, right? Where am I getting with all this random poetry from, right? I feel that we have been bred by this really close-minded system and these close-minded people that we keep in contact with. That there's only one way to knowledge, one way to understanding what life is about. And it's these texts. You want to understand science, read these textbooks. You want to understand life, read the good book, read the Bhagavad Gita, read something. And we, being, maybe when we're younger, we don't know much about life, and we feel that this explains everything. I'm here to tell you that maybe it doesn't have to be that simple. Maybe and maybe this is just me, it's the inner hipster inside me, right? Which feels that getting important information from a text deemed to be of great import, or from a documentary, or from something that people have signposted important life lessons, is the easy way out. It's meant to be important, it's meant to be profound. And every full stop and comma in there, you might take it to mean something more than it really does. The true road not taken, I'm not saying the main road is not valid, but an equally valid way to gain an understanding about the human condition, about life itself, would be to glean it from other sources. And what, if you guys think this is cool, right? Maybe what I would like to do is, I would like to broaden your horizons. Maybe we could learn about life from books, from comics, from films and books. I hope that maybe you haven't even heard about. But me being this guy whose entire life seems to have existed to just devour pop culture, could introduce to you. So what I want to do is, I've had friends tell me, that you have opinions too. Why don't you start a channel which talks about these things, talks about your views on life, instead of just singing all the time? And I thought that maybe, it seems like a good idea. And I suck at this. It's off the cuff thing. What I mean to say is that if you guys think it's a good idea, and maybe this small sample, you like what I have to say, maybe you could just leave a comment. And I would really like to show you. I believe that the things I learned about friendship from watching Lord of the Rings is just as valid as any passage in the holy book saying the same. And that's just me. Let's broaden our horizons together. Let's not be limited, because it's a new time, and we, the internet generation, empowered to seek knowledge wherever we see fit, in whatever way we think. This is Tushar Gopinathan, and one more